I design something I can use. So if I can't buy it, then I can't produce it. I don't know if you get me. Like, if I'm not gonna pay for it, then
why build it?
I shouldn't build for it. So, so the problem we have with our quality is shortcuts. You know, a lot of like technicians in Kenya, they don't have a culture. They feel like when you do work, you just have to do it to your best level. They doing it so that they can get paid, right? So as to produce quality, I have to be there personally, and it's challenging. The whole thing, the finishing comes down to what? Paying attention to details, right? You know, so attention to details is the same thing. Like, you look at this mic, right? Somebody can build this mic in Kenya, but maybe the measurements will be off. You know, the finishing will be off.
Welcome back to the Shujaa Fitcast. I'm Kanyeki Kamawe, the founder of Shujaa Fitness. Welcome to our show where we talk about all things fitness, whether it's working out, lifestyle, health, well-being. Today, I'm very honored to have a guest who is working in the fitness field in a different way than actually every guest we've had so far. But he's someone who I've been following for a while, Mr. Walter of Ironmade Fitness. A lot of people out there have probably seen his page. He's a local producer of fitness and gym equipment, high quality stuff, locally made, which is something we really support on this show. So it'll be really interesting to hear what Walter has to say about his journey of being a producer of these equipments, of being someone who's working on the ground to uplift the fitness industry. So karibu sana, Walter. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate it. I've been following your podcast, the content you're putting out there, man. Like, we need a lot of people like you. Obviously, kuweka hiyo tu your content just to let people know that fitness is important.
Yeah.
You know, wellness and the whole thing you do. So I'm honored to be here.
Thank you.
You know, appreciate so much.
Thank you. Yeah. On this show, we usually like to get an idea of where someone even got the idea to begin their fitness journey, because I believe that chances are you have your own personal fitness journey that brought you into now being a producer of equipment. What was that journey for you like?
My journey was, you can say something like you get inspired. You know, you want to do something and just deliver value. You know, basically, like starting Ironmade, it was more something I was doing for myself, you know. And then after a while, I was like, a lot of people like it, you know. And then, after that, it became a business. You know, I was looking to build a bench, maybe to buy a bench, but it was too expensive. So then I thought, like, okay, maybe I can try to build my bench. Then I did like 2 benches. A friend said like, yo, I like the bench, why not like build me one, then a friend like they said they like the benches. So that's how the business started. But basically I was just doing it to more like address, what I was missing.
Totally.
So I was basically addressing a need, all a gap which was on the market. So that's how the whole thing started. And then obviously there's passion. I mean, I love to do what I do. Otherwise it wasn't like I was doing it for the money. I feel like I was doing it to deliver value.
Yeah. What year did you start Ironmade?
Ironmade been on a game for 7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're 7 years strong. Like I can say like 7 years strong, basically delivering equipment, building small gyms, and assisting people with their fitness journey. So we've been on the game for 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for you yourself, what inspired you to even want to work out in the first place? Because you are trying to get a bench for yourself to use at home, right? So what value did fitness have for you in the beginning?
So basically, before like a lot of people see Ironmade as equipment, but I'm a trainer first. You know, that's my background. You know, just getting fit, you know, feeling well. I'm sure you train too.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, just going to the gym and training and just getting the result. Right. But most of the time we go to these gyms and you find that maybe the equipment there, you feel like you can use them, but you cannot afford them. Yeah. So the journey is simple. Like I started building equipment because I wanted to build something I can use, right? But then I find out that there's a lot of people who need the same thing I need.
Yeah.
So we had the same problem, which was bigger, but I thought like I was the only one who, who needed to address the problem. But then there was people who needed the problem to be addressed to them. So, basically that's how Ironmade started. We started with one bench, one squat rack. And then, here we are now, producing a couple equipment.
Yeah. That's amazing. And it's an experience even I've had personally with the equipment that we produce or we supply to others as well. You notice that there's a lot of people who want to get into working out. But this, for some reason, fitness has the perception that it's an expensive endeavor. You have to buy your gym membership. You have to have your fancy gym clothes. You have to buy your supplements. So I find that locally, it's very ripe for people who can produce affordable equipment. What would you say was the highest selling thing that people really caught on to when you started producing on a mass level?
No, basically what people want is simple stuff like benches, racks, something they can actually address their need, because when you look at fitness, it's basically very simple before it gets so complicated, because everything you see on a high-end gyms is inspired by simple movements, by like bench press, squats,
push-ups,
right?
Yeah.
So most of the stuff, basically, you can just do them without equipment, right?
Yeah.
So equipment is like more you supplementing what you can do with by your body, right? Yeah. So what really inspires people is number one is convenience. People need convenience. Like for example, if you are gonna enroll in a gym and you're paying $5,000 a month, but sometimes you don't get to the gym because kuna traffic mingi, you don't have time, right? But now, if you have a bench and a rack and a couple of weights, you can always, you can sort yourself. Utaza kuja hata hiyo 12, asubuhi mapema utazengia ukiingia late, bado you can still train.
Yeah.
So to me, like the inspiration thing was there, like, okay, we were there to serve a need. Okay. We not, like Ironmade is not there to replace gyms, right? But it was there to give you a supplement, like an option.
Yeah.
Like, you can be paying your 5,000 gym membership a month.
Yeah.
But then if you don't get there, obviously you have a bench and a rack and weights. You can get your workout in.
For sure.
Yeah.
What was the most challenging thing about setting up your own operation at the level that you're working at?
Damn, there's a lot of challenges because manufacturing is like capital intense. Obviously, like you need a lot of money to produce what you're selling. And then, when you look at Kenyan market, we don't have like subsidies. Like in the US, you have subsidies. Like let's say if you have a good idea, the government will come in and be like, yo, or you producing this, you can employ 10 people. Maybe, we're going to give you half the money. So the whole challenge is basically coming up with the money. Because actually producing gym equipment, proper gym equipment takes a lot of money.
Yeah.
So the cost of production is high. So you need capital, right? But always there's a way you can go around it. If you can convince people that, okay, you have a good product, they can give a deposit, right? If let's say you are producing a bench, and a bench is 20K, for example, they can pay you half the price, right? So you can take the half the price and produce the bench, and then when you deliver it, they'll pay you, full amount. So the whole thing about the business is capital intense. You need a lot of money to start with, and then there's challenges about basically having capacity. Capacity is more like, okay, for example, the Chinese will be able to produce a bench in a day, right? The same bench, it's gonna take us like 3 days because we don't have the machinery.
Yeah.
So the whole thing I can say about any business, it has roadblocks, but the roadblocks sio lazima ziku discourage, right? You have to find a way to go around it. So I found out that okay, to build a bench it needs capital, right? But if I can talk to my customers and they believe in me and they give me a deposit, then you can start there. So the whole thing is basically to start.
That's really important.
Yeah, so there's no perfect time to start a business. You gotta start. If you think you're gonna raise a lot of money and start business, it's not gonna happen. So you start with what you have. You get feedback, and then you keep improving.
You just keep building. Another thing that's really amazing about your work is the quality level. That's something that a lot of local businesses struggle with, is attaining a level of quality that can compete with some of the foreign stuff that we have. Like you've talked about, a Chinese company can produce stuff like this, and the quality will also be decent enough to rival whatever is in the market. And I think you've also achieved a level of quality which is really good. How did you get there? Is that also, are you the design mind, the business mind, and everything behind the equipment? And how did you arrive at a place where you're able to achieve that level of quality?
Yeah, so definitely quality is important. And I'm the one who designed the whole equipment, and I designed something I can use. So if I can't buy it, then I can't produce it. I don't know if you get me. If I'm not gonna pay for it, then
why build it?
I shouldn't build for it. So I'm looking at it from end user, right? And then I've been inspired. Like there's a lot of big companies who do very good work, like Rogue Fitness, Life Fitness, Armor Strength, Cybex. These big guys who have like a budget of over $1 billion.
Yeah, the ones we see at every big gym. Yeah.
So I try to feel like, okay, if I'm gonna build a bench, why not try to match them? So quality really, it's not even about like what we have locally. It's what inspires me.
That's interesting. So what you're saying is that we can achieve those levels of quality that we see out there. It's just down to the person who's doing the work to refine what they're doing. Because I feel like there's a culture of mediocrity out there where I think maybe as Kenyans we accept a low level of quality. So people who are producing don't feel like they have to really give us quality.
So the problem we have with quality is shortcuts. A lot of like technicians in Kenya, they don't have a culture. They feel like when you do work, you just have to do it to your best level. They doing it so that they can get paid, right? So as to produce quality, I have to be there personally, and it's challenging because think of you like trying to manage 3 people. Tell them like, yo, this is fire, don't step on it. They want to always step on fire, right? So quality is like the small intricates. Like basically the difference between kitu yenye imeimportiwa yenye watu wanasema ya majuna ya Kenya ni finishing. There's nothing like different because we use the same machine to weld, tunatumia the same grinder. So the whole thing ni finishing. finishing comes down to what? Paying attention to details, right? You know, so attention to details is the same thing. Like you look at this mic, right? Somebody can build this mic in Kenya, but maybe the measurements will be off. You know, the finishing will be off.
Yeah.
So quality is the challenge basically we have in Kenya, because a lot of watu wengi ama fundi wengi, they don't take time. They want to do kazi haraka haraka, and then you move to the next level.
Yeah.
But that's why we cannot compete with the Chinese, cannot compete with the guys from the US, because just of finishing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So quality is something I've taken to me personally, because if the equipment really doesn't look like something I can pay for, then it's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm not gonna buy the equipment I build, you shouldn't pay. Should, like, why should I sell it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So quality to me is more personal than just trying to achieve a certain level.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of education needs. Like when you work with you know, the technicians, fundis, you gotta tell them, okay, you know, when you build something quality, it's gonna come back to you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But if you build something which is shaky, bado your customer atarudi.
Yeah. How do you manage that aspect of it, where you have some new workers coming in and you have to maintain that Ironmade level of quality? Is there like a training period you give people, or is it kind of on the job, you're telling them, you're walking people through
So
it?
basically I train guys, because when you look at a gym, manufacturing is a new thing. So it's like an industry kind of created. So when somebody comes in, you have to see them, are they patient to learn? You know, will they work with your vision? You know, so those are the things we look at. So some guys, they come in, they will say like, it's too much work. I'm too detailed, you know, and then it'd be like, you know, watafanya job na wewe leo, kesho they don't show up, you know. But you know, other, you know, fundis, they see the vision is bigger, so they'd be like, nah, there's something new I want to learn. You know. So there's a lot of education. It takes a lot of time to have somebody who can build something I envision. But then I have to open my mind and tell them, okay, bro, this is how we need to do this stuff. Maybe you've been building mlango, madirisha, right? But this is totally something different, right? So if you open to that, we build on that. So what I can say, the challenge is basically, it's a lot of supervision. Close-minded supervision. You gotta tell the guys what to do. You know, sometimes they get pissed.
I can imagine.
Yeah, unajua sasa kama ni mlango ulikuwa unaunda 1 hour, bench itakutake 2 hours because you need to learn. And then now the fundis feel like, okay, you're teaching them something they know, but really they don't know it, because it's ukiunda bench, kama umekuwa ukiunda mlango for a minute, and we're building a bench, that's something new. So it comes down to patience. You know, patience, and then there's a lot of reputation. Like, as much as you see that equipment on a picture, it took us maybe a week to build it. We built it was wrong.
Scrap it, start from scratch. People get pissed off. You know, because now you're telling somebody like, yo, we gotta do the bench again. Like, bench yako sio poa. Hey man, I've been doing this for 20 years, bro. What are you telling me bench sio poa? No, it's not good because it doesn't function. Did you have any background in welding or anything before you started anything?
Not really. Like, I had a background dealing with people. Like, you know, I think the most important thing in business is just how you can relate to people. You know, like, can you sell your vision to the people you want to buy? You know, not necessarily like they buying it kukpeado, but can people believe what you're telling them, right? So I think the whole thing is not technical about building anything.
That's true, because a lot of Kenyan people are good with their hands. And we don't have a lack of people who know how to do stuff. I think that what you're communicating is very true. It's the execution, the vision, and that patience and time.
Yeah, it's about if let's say you can build something, I come to you. You know, I have to convince you that we have to build this thing in a certain way. You know, it's not about, you have a lot of welders who can weld. You know, the same way, like, let me give you an example. Like, kuna watu wengi watacheza ball, for example, they can kick the ball. But can you build a team? You know? So the whole thing, like me, the background, I'm an entrepreneur, like I'm a business. Like, so I look at it from a point of where oh, can I bring people with skills, put them together and be able to produce something, you know? Yeah. So, but obviously I like to, to build stuff. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to do something I don't have any interest in it. You know, the same way you can't sit here and do a podcast. Yeah. If you don't like talking to people, that's going to be boring. Yeah. So my background is more like, it's human management. It's just interacting with people. Yeah. The only thing I think I'm good at is just creating something. I'm a designer behind the equipment, but understanding people how they react to different situations. You know, because different people react to different situations. Like, you know, some people, they could be able to work very well in the afternoon. Watu wengine ni asubuhi. So you have to look at, if you have a welder, be like, okay, this welder can work very well in the morning. So don't try to push him. I work in the afternoon. So, but those are the things, as an entrepreneur, I'm a leader, you should be able to learn and understand people. Yeah. And you should be able to listen more than what you're trying to push to people. Because your idea is not always right. Yeah. True. That's amazing. In the interest of your time, I know you don't have a long time with us, but could you share with us what you foresee in terms of the future of Ironmade? What kind of impact do you think you would like to have in the local industry as a whole? So our impact is simple. Like we're trying to bring fitness accessible to everybody. You know, take the myth that to be fit you have to, to have a lot of money. It's not for the rich. You know, I think fitness is a basic need. Like as far as I understand, like anybody can train, anybody can be fit, and then we know like a fit society definitely is more productive. 100%. Right. Yeah. And then just trying to get feedback from what we produce and improve every day. You know, and we ampled, man. Like a lot of people who support us, they don't, like a lot of people don't even know I'm the guy behind Ironmade. Yeah. They seen the product and like definitely I'll take time to appreciate them. So we want to keep improving, produce better equipment and lower the entry price. I think gym equipment is just too expensive, man. It's crazy. Yeah, so like a lot of people want to train, you can't afford. You know, a bench is 60,000. Like, why should you buy a bench for 60,000? Yeah. So, and our motive, you always hear me on a video, I'm saying affordable meets quality. We really I mean that. You know, I want to produce good equipment, which are affordable, quality, and then everybody can have them. Yeah. You know, so, and create a community around it. Yeah. You know, amazing. Yeah, I'm sure you'll do it. I really, like I said, I admire your work. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm pretty sure the quality will just keep rising. Look out for, hopefully in the future, maybe we can work together. Definitely, man. Yeah, Shujaa Fitness also has its own line of products. We're going to take a look at some of the stuff and I'll get some pointers from the guru himself. Because I'm just starting along this journey. He's an OG in the space, so it's an honor to have you here after following you for so long. I really appreciate your time. Asante sana. Yeah, Maze, I appreciate your thanks for having me. And definitely what I think is more like working together. You know, we don't want to have single-minded. Like a lot of people in fitness, they feel like it's a solo game. Nah, you know, it's never be a solo game. Yeah. You know what I mean? We need each other. You know what I'm saying? We need trainers. We need gyms. We need, like what you're doing now, like basically you putting the information out there.
yeah.
You know, information is important. You know, a lot of people. That's why, like, when you call me, I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I gotta come to and talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I appreciate what you're doing. Like, I seen your dumbbells, I seen your benches.
Yeah.
So definitely, like, a good look.
Thanks.
Looking out to work with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the whole thing is just working together. There's no, like, akunanga kitu kama self-made.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people say, like, I'm self-made.
Yeah.
Nah. Like, ain't no self-made.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need somebody, you need some people to come in, and then you can work together. I think 2 people, 3 people are better than 1.
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
Because we can always collect each other. Tutaweza improve because uko na idea moja yenye sina. Unaona?
Yep.
So when we put those ideas together, man, it's unstoppable.
Kabisa.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I've just learned that you have some new products that you're developing that you'd like to talk about.
Yeah. Basically, I'm inventing some products more like on medical side.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's more physio stuff. Yeah, so it's something people can recover with, like people with spinal cord injuries, knee injuries.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you know, physio is very expensive in Kenya, by the way. Ukipata physio Kenya utaenda uchajiwe 5,000.
Yeah.
And think of mtu ametoka Shago, fare yenyewe hata iko. So the whole thing, what I'm doing, what I do, it's just value. Can I bring value to the market?
And accessibility.
And try to solve a certain problem. I think, like, if I had it, then if I can't afford it, like, is there a way we can solve that problem cheaper? You know, and deliver it in the best way possible.
Yeah. Well, that's big because now you're talking about not only do you want the people who just want to exercise for health, now you're talking about even the negative side, which is if you're injured.
Yeah.
So you're talking about corrective equipment kind of a thing. Okay.
It's more physio.
Yeah.
You know, it's something like, I think,
rehabilitative.
Rehabilitative, like people who have spinal injuries, like major injuries, they can use that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's something like I'll reach out to you.
Yeah.
And then once we have a proper prototype, we can do a demo.
Yeah, that's solid. Yeah.
And then see if we can help some people.
Nice.
Because at the end of the day, it's really what you do. It has an impact in this hour.
Yeah.
You know, you can make a ton of money from selling anything. You can sell water with colored sugar.
Yeah.
You know, and make money, right? But when you sit back, is that important to you? Right? So to me, when I wake up in the morning, I go to work, I'm like, yo, I build something, it's better, it's going to change somebody's life. So that's what we're doing. It's more like we're going to bring more value to the market.
Yeah.
And be able to make it accessible. Yeah.
Amazing. Follow Ironmade Fitness on Instagram. Are you on Facebook as well?
I'm on Facebook. Ironmade Fitness _ Instagram Ironmade Fitness _ you know, basically I'm in TikTok peer Ironmade Fitness _ so we all over the place. Just you know, type in Ironmade Fitness, you know, you see some good stuff. You know, and you know, I just want to take time and thank everybody who've been supporting us. Not only like just buying equipment, you know, when you share our content, you know, you give us a positive feedback, criticism, we love that. So that's what really kind of, you know, makes us do what we do. So we appreciate like all my customers out there, all my people, man, all my fans. Thank you. You know, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff, a lot of good things. So, you know, we appreciate you so much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time. We'll see you on the next episode of the Shujaa Fitcast. I hope you've gained some value from this. Please check out his equipment, his pages and everything. Order something if you can. Support local stuff. Buy Kenya, build Kenya, like we often say. Until the next episode, we'll see you then. Peace out.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Shujaa Fitcast. For more information and business inquiries, email us at shujaafitnesswarrior@gmail.com. Follow us on social media at Shujaa_fitness on Instagram, at Shujaa Fitness on Facebook and TikTok, and subscribe to our channel at Shujaa Fitness on YouTube. For audio versions of this podcast, check us out on Spotify, Boomplay, and Apple Podcasts. This show was recorded and produced at the Represented Studio in Nairobi, Kenya. Special thanks to Lucid for the background music.